All right, everybody. Good to kind of see you again. Um, Today, I just want to do a little quick startup tutorial on creating your Wix page. Remember that everything that you publish in this class is going to be done on Wix, is what I recommend, right? For those of you computer science students who want to create your own website, that's totally fine with me. Or if you know of a better platform and you'd prefer to use that, I'd like for you to email me and let me know which platform you're using because I'd like to check it out. Maybe there's something better for our class than Wix. But for now, we're going to use Wix. So I highly recommend you use Wix, and I'm going to give you a little basic startup tutorial on how to create your Wix site. I'll try to make this as quick as possible. Let me jump right over into it. So you go to Wix.com, of course, and the first time that you create a website, if you've ever used Wix before, you just sign in. Otherwise, you're going to have to create an account. So you go to sign in. Obviously, you can create your account here with Facebook or Gmail. I'm going to be using the Writing Center's website, or Writing Center's account. So I'll just log in. And you'll have something like this on your dashboard. These are the websites that you have already created. You probably won't have anything. So we're just going to go up to here and create a new site. This will give you a couple options. When you're creating your site, I have always recommended to my students that you try to create a theme for your website. That theme can be anything of any of your interests, right? If you love traveling, you can do a travel blog. If you love food, you could do a cooking and a food blog. If you love beauty tutorials and makeup and cosmetics and things like that, you can do a beauty blog. If you want to make it educational, you can do an educational blog. If you love music or one artist, you can dedicate it all to that person or that group, whatever, it's up to you. I recommend having a theme just because it kind of works a little bit better throughout the semester. If you don't want to have a theme, your theme can just be, a writing for digital media blog, right? That sort of thing. It's totally up to you guys. Think about what you want to do. When you start creating in Wix, it's going to give you these options. I would just go with blog because this gives you the most options for what we're going to do in this class. And then it's going to bring you up to this screen. And this is mainly really what I wanted to talk to you guys about. Creating the website's really easy, but here is where you're going to run into some problems. So it gives you the option of letting Wix ADI create a website for you or creating your own website with the editor. I highly recommend creating a website with the editor for a few different reasons. I'm going to show you what it looks like when we let Wix ADI create a website for us. Basically, it's going to ask you a couple of questions, and it's just going to give you a ready-made website, which is nice in the beginning, but you'll run into problems later on in the semester. So it's just basically what type of site do you want to create? I'm just going to put educational blog. Educational blog. For students, doesn't matter, right? I'm just setting one up as an example, right? Then it's going to say, what things do you want on it? If you want to subscribe, that means people are going to subscribe to your website and they'll get some sort of newsletter. Probably not going to happen with you guys, so I would unclick it. Same with the chat. You're probably not going to be waiting on your website 24/7, waiting for somebody to message you about a question that they have. So I would probably get rid of the chat because it's not really worthwhile for this. There's other features. You may want videos, right? We're probably going to be uploading videos to our websites. You might want a place for videos. You might want a forum to let people discuss things on your website, whatever it may be, right? You can add any of these things if you think they're going to be useful. Name of the blog, I'm just going to do something boring. That's fine. You can always change it later. We don't want to import anything from another website. And it just says review it and next. And then it's basically just going to give you a couple options for themes, styles, right? Luxury, indie, agency, breeze, minimal, high rise. It gives you the color scheme of that website on here on the side. And it gives a little description. I'll just go with high rise because I'm right here. Now it will begin creating our website for us. It'll give us 3 different options here of a favorite homepage design, if it ever loads. There we go. So it's created 3 different examples for us of what our homepage could look like. We have this one, and you can scroll through it to see what it would look like. It's sort of a landing site here. think all three of them are like landing sites. Pretty similar, just the home page or the header is a little bit different. I like this one the best, so I'm gonna go with that one. Click use this design. Then it'll say if I want to add some pages to my design or to my website. An about me page might be nice. Contact quote blank. We can always add this later. I'll just put an about me page for now and go to edit site. And now it's going to create the website for us, which will happen soon. Some awkward silence as I sit and stare at a computer screen that you guys are staring at. Maybe it'll finish. It's working quite a bit quicker earlier. Not sure what's taking so long. So hoping it'll just pop up here. Basically, so it's going to create a complete website for you. It should pop up now. Here we go. Everything is already finalized. Everything's already here, right? Which is nice. It saves you time and effort, things that you don't have to, do on your own. Sounds good, looks good, but what you have done is basically let Wix put everything together for you, and they've taken away almost all of your editing capabilities to change the design of your website. Basically, all you can do with this website now is add content in it. It's put it together in its own form, and it's almost impossible to change that now. You can't change the colors, you can't change the fonts, you can't change the sizes of things. You're just adding content into it. And so this will become problematic later on in the semester, especially when we get into our study of design and the universal principles of design. I'll be expecting you to apply these principles of design to your own website to keep it up to date and to keep it looking at its best. If you do it this way, it's going to be very difficult and you'll run into problems. I don't recommend using the Wix ADI to create your website. So now I'm going to show you what the other option is. I'm going to close this. I don't want to publish it. I'm just going to leave it. I'm going to delete it after this. So now we're going to create a new website over here. We'll still go with the blog. That's fine because that's the easiest. Now we're going to create a website with the editor. It'll let us choose a template. And so here it'll give you a little bit more templates and you can look through them, kind of view it to see what it looks like. My life in a blog, it'll let you scroll through. And if you like the way this laid out, the color schemes, you can use it, but again, you're going to run into some problems later on because it's going to lock out a lot of the design features, a lot of the editing and things like that. So if you want to use a template, that's fine just to start off with, but you're going to run into problems later on in the semester. What I suggest is using a blank template, which is up here in the top right corner. And here it'll gives you just a couple different layouts, right? If you want to go completely blank and just be completely creative and create your own from scratch, you can use this one. But I would recommend using one of these layouts, whichever one kind of looks the nicest to you, right? There's a minimal layout here. You can view it, take a look. This is the header. It has a scrolling photo feature here, and then you got a home and about, a gallery, and a contact page. Easy enough, right? And you can fully edit this. It gives you all of the options that Wix provides to edit and change and make it unique. If you like the classic layout, you can take a look at that. It's got a scrolling header with photos. You got 4 different pages on it, and you got some cards that you can link your blog pages to. So maybe that one will look nice. If you want your website to be really photo-based, then you might want to do a gallery layout, right? So the name of your site is up here with your pages, and these are all pictures that are linked to other things, like the pages and things like that. So totally up to you. You can choose from here. I'm just going to do this classic because it's classic and it's easy to show you guys. So you just click edit, and now it'll start creating that website for you. Super easy. Let's see if it'll be quick. We'll just sit here in awkward silence again. Oh, that was quicker. All right. So then here is the website that it's created for you, right? It gives you the code for it, which you don't really need to look at unless you understand how to code. I would just minimize that. And so here's your website, right? You have a home page, an about page, a services page. You can manage all your pages from up here. When you switch pages, go to your About Me page. It'll take you to the About Me page, whatever's on it. Go to your contact page, whatever it be, right? You can rename all of these pages from this as well, right? You can just go into the little, we probably don't need services. So I'll click on the settings of services. And in here, it brings up our site menu. And we can just rename. Maybe we want to rename it to blog posts, right? Something like that. And then, let's say Moodle Wix is nice enough that it will just rename everything for you back over here. So now instead of it saying services, it says blog post on it, right? What I expect from you guys, at least for the beginning, at least for blog post number 1, is to have a web page created and have it personalized to you, right? So I don't want to see in this blog post page things like this. I'm a paragraph, click here to add your own text, edit me, it's easy, just click edit text sort of thing. I want you to go in and make it fit to your website, right? Same thing in the About Me page, right? If I go to the About, this should be filled out about you, right? If you want to do it in this format, you can with a little paragraph about you and then maybe a couple pictures of you, this sort of thing. But don't leave things like this. I'm a paragraph, click here to add me your own text. So I expect you to have a home page, minimalist homepage. You can just put a picture up there. You can put a couple images, especially if you're theming out your website. You know, put some pictures of food that you cooked, put some pictures of restaurants that you love, put some pictures of places that you've traveled to, whatever the theme of your website is. Make it look nice on the homepage. Have an about page, have a blog post page where your first blog post will be published, right? An easy, an easy way to add a blog page is you have all these options here. These are your Wix options, right? So the menus and pages button, that's where we were. So you can fix the pages and put whatever sub pages underneath them. Background, this is for your home page. Wix is nice because it provides you some backgrounds. Maybe I like milk a lot, so I'll put milk as my background, whatever, right? Wix is also cool because they do video backgrounds. So I could do the ocean, right? And now I have the ocean moving in the background. You can't see it right here because it's not a preview, but if I wanted to take a look and see what my website looks like after I've added something, I'll go up here to the top, press the preview button, and it'll create a preview for me. And here's what my website looks like so far, right? I got the ocean moving in the background. I got things that I need to fill in here, things that I need to fill in here, and things that I need to fill in here. I can go to my About page. I didn't add a background to my About page, so it's still just white, right? Let's go back to the editor then. And go back to the home page. So now I got my ocean in the background. Now I want to add something to this gallery, right? So anything that you want to change, all you got to do is click on it, and there's always settings and there's always a manage button, right? So down here, if I click on this title, I can change the design of it. I can type, right? Whatever else I want. Blog post 1, whatever it is. I can edit that text to change the font, to change the color, to change the size, to make it bold, to do whatever, right? You lose all of these options if you use the ADI Creator or any of the templates. But if you use a layout, your own basic layout, you get much more options here. You get much more options from this bar as well, right? Looking at the size of your text and the placement of your text, the alignment of your text, and everything else. So now I want to add a couple images to this gallery here, right? It's called the Wix Pro Gallery. It's a scrolling gallery. So I'm going to go to Manage Media. And of course, I don't have any images in here, so I need to add media. I probably should have found some media first before doing this. Let's look for the gorillas. Why not? We'll make this website gorillas themed. Why not, right? So we'll get a couple images of the gorillas. This one is fine. Save it. we'll take this one. Probably should have done this before. Whoops. Whatever. Okay, now we'll go back to this and we can add media. We'll add an image. You'll find that image on your computer, or I can just drag and drop them, which is what I'm going to do. Do a couple, there we go. Add in another one here. Now I got my 2 gorillas images. There we go. Okay, so now I'll choose this one, and that can be there. And I'll choose this other one. There we go. But I want to get rid of these because these are just garbage, right? So throw that away, remove from gallery, throw that away, remove from gallery. And now this is my first image, that's my second image, and you can always move them. You know, maybe I want this one first and that one second, so you can change the way that they're ordered. Very, very easy. Wix is extremely easy. It's all just drag and drop, basically. You drag everything around and you put it where it's supposed to be. So now I'm done, and now my website looks a little bit better already. Let's go and preview it again. Now I got my ocean moving in the background, and I got my scrolling gallery of just 2 images right now. And it's going to keep scrolling like that because of the options that set that it's just going to continually change. Now I got this weird thing here that's kind of in the way. I'll probably want to delete that. You can do whatever you want, right? Basically for blog post number 1, which is going to be due on Sunday, I expect somewhat of a homepage like this. We don't want it to say name of site. We don't want it to say I'm a title, I'm a title, I'm a paragraph, I'm a paragraph, I'm a paragraph. So go in and fill out a little bit about yourself. An about me page would be nice, so your audience knows a little bit about you and who you are and who's creating this website. So fill in this information. And your first blog post. So that's what I'm going to show you next, is how to add a blog page. So other options over here, you can always just go through and figure these things out. Add is going to be your main button. Add apps is also a good button. That's what we're going to use. Adding media, start blogging. We don't want to use that. We're going to use this. We're going to add the blog app from the Wix Market. I'm just going to go to blog. And Wix blog is the one that we typically use. I've never used EasyBlog, but it doesn't have a very good rating. So I would just go with Wix blog. We're going to add that to our website. Drop it in for us there. Super easy. Let it set itself up. I would just go with a Wix blog. I don't think you really need a members area unless you're going to have people subscribing to your website and they get special rights for being members. Probably not going to happen. Just do a Wix blog. It's fine. All right, now we have our blog page, right? And this adds in here, but you can see it's added a new page for us automatically. So we don't need this one anymore. So we're gonna have to go back and manage our pages. Site menu. So we got home, about, blog post, gallery, contact, and blog, right? So we don't need this blog post or this gallery anymore. We're gonna delete those. Bang, boom, delete it, get it out of here. You can keep a gallery if you want to keep a gallery. Blog is a little bit more important. And so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to move that to be my second tab. And you can see it changed in the background here. So now I have home, blog, about, gallery, and contact, right? It automatically takes care of all that as long as you set it up through the menus and pages button over here. So on the blog page, it gives you 3 sample blogs. I would delete them, all 3 of them, because they don't mean anything. And what you're going to do is you're just going to go in and you're going to add your own posts, right? So you're going to manage posts. All you got to do is click on it, manage posts. Here are these 3. I would say delete them, move to trash. I'm going to keep this one here just because I'm going to use it and I'm going to re-edit it to change to whatever I want. Right? So you're going to go to edit that one. Otherwise, you would just add a new blog post from that same menu. And now I'm in the editor, and this is where I'm going to write my blog post. I wouldn't recommend writing it here. mainly because sometimes Wix crashes and you'll lose all of your work. It won't save. Sometimes it will save, sometimes it won't. I've heard horror stories about students who put 7 hours into a blog post and then all of a sudden Wix crashed and it all disappeared. If you want to write in Wix, that's fine, but I would also copy and paste into a Microsoft Word document just so you don't lose everything that you've worked on. You can always come back and reformat. That's easier than retyping everything and spending another 7 hours working on this, right? So totally up to you. But again, super easy. You just click, right? I don't want any of this, so hello, welcome to my first blog post, something like that, right? And you can start typing. You're going to want to include images. You're going to want to include videos. You're going to want to include maybe GIFs. You're going to want to use some highlighting, some bolding, some italicizing, whatever it might be, right? You can use that to make this look like an actual blog post, right? Rather than an academic assignment. So all of your options are down here, right? Adding an image, adding a gallery. That means it's going to be rotating images throughout. You can add those in there. You can add a video, page break. It just adds a divider between other things. Insert code, add a GIF. Lots of different things. Add a file. Super easy. Basically, I don't want this picture, so I'm going to delete it. Actually, we'll keep it so I can show you these options, right? So I can move this picture to fit some text on the side, either side, right? Tight left, tight right. I can make it the same size that it originally was. I can make it all stretched out and weird. I can make it smaller and in the middle, whatever you want to do. Typically, this is a cleaner format for blogging. Otherwise, yeah, you have other different options here for all of these images. You can go in and write a title for the image, change the image, whatever you need to do, right? So we can add in our pictures of the gorillas here. We can add in a music video from the gorillas, whatever it may be. Super easy to work in here. I do recommend embedding videos from YouTube or Vimeo or anywhere else into your website here, rather than including links to them. If you just include a YouTube link to a video that you want to analyze or you want your audience to look at, you're kind of forcing them away from your website and hoping that they'll come back to finish reading it. But once we leave and once we end up on YouTube, it's pretty hard to get out of a YouTube, video loop, right? Where we just keep watching whatever's next and whatever's next and whatever's next, and we're going to forget about your website completely. So it's always better to embed a video into your website just by here, right? Using the link, rather than just putting the link on your video, putting the link on your website and hoping that people come back, right? So it's all super easy. Very, very easy. So that's what you'll do for blog post number 1. That's there, and it'll pop up here once you have saved it and created it. And this will be the link that you will send to me so that I can grade your first blog post and all your other blog posts, right? So basically I'll need this link. So what you have to be careful about is don't send me this link that's up here. If it's an editor.wix.com link, I don't have access to edit your website, so I will not have access to view that blog post. What you want to do is you want to publish your website. I can go to the preview for now, and it'll give you, well, it won't give you, it's still under editor, but once you publish your website, once everything's back, once everything's ready to go live, you'll publish it up here, and you'll send me an actual URL, a working URL to this blog post number 1, blog post number 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever it is, right? You also want to think about, you're going to have your projects coming up pretty soon, infographic, digital narrative, and a public service announcement. So where are those going to fit on your website? Do you need to create a new page for them? Do you want them to be blog posts? Totally up to you. This is your website. I want you to take full control of this website. I want you to personalize it as much as you want. I want you to theme it as much as you want. Add whatever extra content you want in there. You can have this as a personal website just as long as I have access to the things that I need to grade for this course, right? Basically what you're doing with this website is you're building your own digital portfolio for you to keep for hopefully the rest of your life, right? You're going to publish all of the assignments that you complete for this class on this website. That's how I'm going to grade them. But hopefully you will continue creating content in the future, and hopefully you will add more to your website. And if you ever need to showcase your skill set, showcase all the tools in your tool belt, you can just give somebody a link to this website and show everything that you've done so far, show how you've evolved and how you've changed and what you've created and all the work that you should be extremely proud of, right? That's the point of creating a website. For the beginning, for at least blog post number 1, all I'm asking for is a home page that is personalized to you or your theme of the website, a blog page with your first blog post, and an About Me page. All of these 3 things should be completed and filled in and personalized for blog post number 1. I will be looking at all 3 of these things when I go to grade blog post number 1. If you want to have a gallery section, you can, to post images. You can link your Instagram pages to make it even more personalized so that everything you post on Instagram comes to your website as well, or anything you post on VK or Facebook. I think you can probably link those as well. Or a contact page. If you think somebody needs to contact you, you can use that. If not, delete it, right? Things that are on your website should serve a purpose. If they don't serve a purpose, if they don't need to be there, get rid of them, right? Same thing if you have a chat function or a subscribe function. If you're not actually going to use them, let's get rid of them because they just cause clutter. We're going to learn in design that things that are simpler and have more space are always a more easy design to interpret, and it's more receptible to an audience, right? So that's basically what I wanted to show you for Wix. It's very easy. You really just got to get in and play with it. Everything that you do on Wix can be undone, so don't worry if you've added something that's horrible and just doesn't fit. You can always delete it. You can always undo it. There's these buttons up here of undo and redo that you can play with, things like that. So super easy to get it started. I've also given you, if you take a look at our Moodle page, I've given you a ton of resources about Wix as well. Here is just some basic Wix tutorials that are super simple and easy to look at from a Wix blog. So everything you should know as a newbie, how to make a website, right? Kind of what I just gave you. How to use the Wix editors gives you a little bit more detail about how to use Wix. There's some videos for it, how to display your images with galleries, things like that. So this is a nice little, the top 10 sort of easiest ones that you should know. So that's there for you. I've also given you a link to the Wix YouTube channel about all the basic tutorials that they offer. So lots of different things here, 23 different videos about, you know, menus and pages, social bars, strips, edit, customize text, things like that. All of those are there for you to check out if you have questions. And then these are a little bit more advanced Wix tips 1, 2, and 3 of cool things that Wix can do if you want to really personalize your page and you want to make it unique and cool and add extra features to it. Those are those. Same thing with best layouts and responsive designs. These are just things about how to blog, the best blogging practices, which we'll get into a little bit later on. So I just wanted to show you, you have all of these resources at your fingertips to use if you ever have trouble with something on Wix. Obviously, somebody on YouTube can answer that for you. You should be able to go and search for these things on your own. But I just wanted to give you a little basic tutorial on creating a website and guide you in the right way towards using a layout rather than a template or the Wix ADI. Please do not use Wix ADI or a template because you will have problems in the future when we start learning proper design, so to say. So that's basically all I wanted to talk to you about today. You need to get this website created as soon as possible. That's why I'm uploading this video today. The sooner you create your website, the sooner you can start creating blog post number 2. So the next video I'll create will be talking about our readings for the week. I have uploaded the blog post entry to our Moodle as well. So you can go in and take a look and see what you will be doing for blog post number 1. I will be going over this in more detail in some of my next videos for Tuesday and for Thursday. But yeah, for now, start creating your Wix site, start getting them personalized, look at blog post number 1 and complete the readings for this week. You got 4 extra chapters of reading for this week. So I will be seeing you guys shortly.